Não fica em casa não. Pega o seu videogame, pega o seu controle, pega o Switch, vem pra cá, tá rolando o Mario aqui, ó, o Mario aqui.
Select, você gosta de games? Você gosta de games, Didi?
Não.
Você gosta de games, Gaveta?
Eu odeio!
Ele odeia games e quem não odeia vai lá no Player Select para se divertir e vem aqui também na GameXP.
Peraí, que tá vendo abduzindo aqui uma pessoa. Opa, olha só! Olha aqui! Olha!
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Marcell.
First of all, I want to ask you about your team and what is exactly the dynamics between you guys and what's exactly your role in the team?
As you know, probably, I'm Pablo Toscano,
Yes.
animation technical director on Assassins Creed Odyssey, and I worked at the Ubisoft Quebec studio.
Yep.
It's really in the north of this world, and you know, my role is kind to be responsible of the whole workflow and work change to create this kind of game. Actually, it's the whole pipeline, we say that, and create all these tools for the animators to be able to, for example, export animation and integrate them in the engine that we use.
Right. About the animation of the characters, exactly. We have a female character and a male character. What was the great challenge to build these characters, the movimentation and clothes and everything?
You know, we have a lot of work to done, and I think the most important challenge was the dialogue system, because now we have the freedom to choose in our game. You can really decide, even impact the main path of the story of the game, and the most difficult thing that we did is to create this kind of procedural system, because we have 30 hours of dialogues, and it's a lot. If you can imagine, for example, a movie is 2 hours, we create this kind of 30 hours of dialogues, and that for each character, because we have a female and male character. In some way, we have like a 60 hours of dialogues, and the way that we create this system to be able to do it, because we can imagine the quantity of animator that you need to create these hours of dialogues, we decided to create this kind of procedural system that we use only the text that the writers will wrote, and their system interpret, read the dialogues, and start to play animations in an automatic way, in a procedural way. That is really cool, because the text we had some hash tags in this text. So for example, today, now you're happy, now you're sad, and the system read all this sign that we have in the dialogue and start to play some gesture, and even the facial, everything is procedural. And even if everything is automatic, there are a lot of art work, because you need animators to create this kind of basis animation that will be played by the system after.
All right. About the animation and the reference and the inspirational things about this historical period, what was the reference to you to build this animation in this historical period in Rome, etc.?
You know, we are very lucky at Ubisoft. We have some guys that really know a lot about fight and combat, and in the mocap studio we have a lot of fun seeing this kind of sequence, and you can say, okay, try this stuff or sport a kick. That is is a classic, and you can see it. And really, our reference became a lot from our own specialists. In fact, there are guys that have been working in Hollywood or in different studios, and they have all this kind of idea of what to do, and it's a really great inspiration.
Some specific pop culture reference or no?
Sorry?
Some specific pop culture
reference? I think it's the movie 300 is definitely
it's a great movie.
a good inspiration, and it's called a movie that I love, and we put, I think this part of the ancient Greece fight is quite powerful.
Right. Ubisoft listened a lot of the fans, and one of the greatest requests was the return of the ship battles.
Yeah.
And now we have this game mode back. What is, in your opinion, the great new stuff for this game mode?
First of all, yes, it's a full seamless naval system. And I say when I said seamless, is that the way that we can enter in your ship, start to navigate, fight, and boarding. All these kind of systems are really seamless. That means you don't need to wait loading or something like that, and everything is going really natural. And I think it was quite hard to do, because you can imagine, for example, Black Flag, you have this kind of pirate ships with cannons and all this stuff. Now, in ancient Greece, you have this kind of ship that your crew is the most important thing. That means that something that is really cool is now your crew, you can recruit people from your crew to fight with you in your ship, and they will really create a difference at the moment that you will attack another ship. Other great thing is the run system. You can really break other ships if you are enough power to do it. And finally, the boarding that is back to attack other ships at the end of the battle.
Yeah, that's great. The series has been evolving over the years. What is, in your opinion, today, what's the main theme in the series?
The main things?
Main theme. What's the series about today? Because we have a lot of stuff working in Greece and in Italy and France. What today makes this still Assassin's Creed?
Okay, now I understand. Perfect, thank you. Our license is really well documented. You have all this information, and there is a DNA really deep in this license. And in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, everything is connected. Actually, all this kind of because people ask you, it's 400 years before the Brotherhood. Yeah. But at the same time, it's the possibility to know more about first civilization.
Yes.
And that is the way that it is completely linked with the license. And all the fans of Assassin's Creed will have a lot of answer, even from other games that will be answered from Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
All right. The fans can expect some surprise in present-day timeline in this game.
I can't spoil everything. That is something I know.
Just a little bit.
No.
All right. About the team, exactly. In this game, we have a new team working. What was what you can expect from the last game, Origins, that will appear in this new entry?
We are not a new team, because we already worked in Syndicate. Our Syndicate has been done for the Quebec studio, and really we have a strong team that is working for the last 13 years, because the studio opened in 2003, and now we are really mature, and it was amazing to work with this production. I can give you a lot of examples of the seniority of this team, but actually from the human side, something that I really remember. Sometimes you say, okay, you are working, you're pressure, because even if it's a game, it's serious. It's really serious, the production, and we have enough time to be human. I remember remember Jonathan Dumont, the creative director, that after I worked a lot one weekend to stay at work, he only come back Monday and put a positive in my screen and say merci, thank you. And this kind of example show you in which way all people are together and in the same boat. And we push it a lot to have this kind of result. I could say without hesitation that Assassin's Creed Odyssey is like a homemade meat. It's like on your grandma creating something really good for you. There are a lot of love in this game.
Alright, great. That was good. What can you say about the future of the franchise? You have any vision for where to go next?
You know, I don't know the future because we have a chip here that is impossible to think about future. We only know the present, and I can't tell you that because I am a simple animation technical director, and I can tell you everything about the present time. And the present time is now. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Great, my question's up. I would like to thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marcell.
Yeah.
Hey, player select. Really, thank you very much. Jogging, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, jogging, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and you will have a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Dum 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 dum